So this is We Love Our Roaring Good General Members, presented by me. I'm the LTG of Division 18. Maya, who's LTG or Lieutenant Governor of Division 20, and our International Trustee, Riley Fang.
The importance of general members. General members are the most underrated members of Key Club. I mean, what is a tree without its trunk? What is a house without the wood and brick it's built of? General members take care of all of the footwork of everything that Key Club has to offer.
Yeah, so it's your work that is what allows each club to keep functioning and serving your communities, because while we talk about all these different positions in Key Club, it's all of you guys who are really getting the work done and doing all the service activities and really just doing the most to help your communities individually. And it's without your hard work and dedication that Key Clubs would be able to accomplish the goal of Key Club International, because really it can't be an international organization without the functioning of each Key Club on the most basic individual level in each community around both you in different towns around New Jersey, around the country, and in different countries. So really it's all of you who keep Key Club International running by just doing the volunteer events in your own communities.
Your dedication to volunteering is what allows this district to serve the state as a whole. Without the general members, the entire framework of Key Club falls apart.
So as a general member, it can sometimes be hard to stay motivated and dedicated to Key Club, especially when you have a lot of stuff going on in school and just a lot on your plate. But it's really important to remember that just because you aren't an officer doesn't mean your service isn't important. Your service is what keeps Key Club functioning, because you guys are the most active and involved volunteers in all of Key Club, and you also make up the biggest proportion of Key Club members. So remember the importance and the impact of your role, and know that your role as a club member is absolutely essential to Key Club. It's also important to remember that there are many different types of service, so I recommend that you find events that you love to keep you motivated. For me, I love volunteering at my local library and helping kids make crafts every single Saturday, because I get to work with the kids, which is really fun, and then I also get to talk to their family members. So I really like it because it's social and it allows me to get my volunteer hours in. But for you, each one of you has a unique passion, so I recommend that you find a way to integrate that passion into volunteering. If you love soccer, then perhaps volunteer at your local soccer camp with kids. But there's always a way to integrate your passions into volunteering and make service so much more fun. And lastly, remember to set some personal goals, such as a specific number of service hours that you want to achieve over a certain period of time. So, yeah.
Another really important thing is supporting your division. So in order for our district and Key Club International to function both on the New Jersey level and the international level, sorry if you guys can hear my dogs, but we must support each individual division. So what that means is you and a couple of other surrounding high schools. So how you can do this is you can attend divisional council meetings, which we often call DCMs, hosted by your lieutenant governor, to learn about each division. So usually these are held every month to bi-monthly, and it's just where your lieutenant governor sits down with the club officers as well as general members. They can you guys can definitely come too, and it's also encouraged. And it's just we really talk about different things going on in the division and in the district on the New Jersey level, and we just catch you up on different events coming up and stuff like that. Also, all of us lieutenant governors will be holding divisional events throughout the year, so you can show up to those, and it really just is another way to help volunteer, and it also allows you to meet Key Clubbers in towns around you. Yeah, and it's a good way to show your support for Key Club outside of just your high school, and it's just a good way to come together with even more Key Clubbers. And just keep volunteering within your club. Really, that's the most important thing, is to, as we talked about, stay motivated and just keep volunteering throughout the year and keep getting service hours done.
In addition to that, remember to support your district. Our district is the entire state of New Jersey and all the Key Clubs and Key Clubbers within it. There are so many different events you can attend to show your support. And just a couple of them are regional training conferences like the one we're having today. Thank you guys for coming. In addition to Fall Rally, which we host every October at Six Flags Great Adventure. Key Leader in December, the K Family Picnic, which usually happens over the summer. Unfortunately, not this summer. We got a social distance, guys, but maybe in 2021, make sure to come to that, as well as district convention, which we hold every year in late April, and international convention, which again occurs over the summer somewhere in the United States. Remember that all of these events are hosted by your officers, and we love it when you guys come to them. So please come and show your support. And additionally, every time you come to these events, it really helps you understand the full scale of Key Club, how large it is, and what we can accomplish if we all just do our little part within the club. It is so important to attend these, and I definitely encourage you to keep coming and volunteering.
So the 4 Key Club core values are leadership, inclusiveness, caring, and character building, and Key Club International strives to have each member fully embody these qualities in and out of a service setting.
Yeah, so there's a lot you can learn about Key Club. Really, there's a lot of things that go on within Key Club, both on the individual club level, just on different levels. So the way you can do that is both, there is officer positions you can run for, but also just through volunteering. By helping your communities, you really learn about those core values and what Key Club stands for. So it's just, you can, so you learn about these ideals, and then you should just strive to meet them throughout, like inside and outside of service. And the best way to do that is just to keep volunteering.
And remember, there are so many positions in Key Club, in addition to being a general member. Over the years, if you so choose to, and I greatly encourage it, you can run for some of these other positions. On the divisional level, you can run for club officer positions or to be lieutenant governor of your division, which is the position that your presenters also hold. In addition to that, you can run for positions on the district level, such as district executives like district governor, district secretary, international trustees, or international president and vice president.
So Key Club works with many different organizations and has many different branches of the K family. There's a different workshop later about the K family, but here's a short introduction for some of you that might not know. So Kiwanis is the adult volunteer organization that works closely with and supports Key Club. So they are the umbrella organization that oversees the rest of the branches. And their international headquarters is in Indianapolis, Indiana. And then there's also Builders Club, which is essentially Key Club and service for middle schoolers. K Kids, which is a similar concept. It is Key Club at the elementary school level. Circle K, which I will be joining next year. That is the volunteer organization for college students. I encourage all of you to join it as soon as you're done with Key Club, whenever you graduate. And lastly, there's Action Club, which is a volunteer organization for members who are disabled adults that still seek to help and serve their communities.
Yeah, so that's really the basic information and what's really important to know about being a general member. In order to take attendance, we're going to be posting a forum link in the chat, and we just encourage you to fill that out, both to track attendance and just to give us some feedback and what we can do better next time. I have my email underneath, so if you have any questions, even if you're not from Division 18, you can feel free to reach out. And I'll stop presenting and I'll post the link in the chat. But yeah, now it's just if you have any questions, you can feel free to ask them, because I know that was a lot very fast, but if you have any questions both about being a general member, anything we covered, whether it be positions, KFAM, anything like that, or really just anything else Key Club related, you can feel free to ask that either in the chat, or you can just turn your mic off and we'll be happy to do our best to answer it for you. Sure, yeah. So K family, so of course we all know what Key Club is. We're Key Club. And then Builders Clubs, they're the middle school level. So what they do is they do they have a little bit more limitations on what they could do because they're middle schoolers. They're not old. You have to be a little bit more careful. But they just do a lot of different volunteer events, and sometimes like different things like fundraisers and like making things like cards and stuff. And the same goes for the K Kids in elementary school, where it's just a little bit more limited in what they can do. But they do a lot of fundraising and stuff like that. And then they often work very closely with the Key Clubs of their like school district, working together with different fundraisers and stuff like that. Then there's Circle K, which is the college level, and then we sometimes work with them for different events. Yeah, so they're just Key Club at the college level where a lot of colleges have them, and it's just the same thing, different volunteer events. And the biggest one is really Kiwanis, which is for for adults who want to volunteer and help their communities. And they like Key Club have I don't know how often each individual Kiwanis club has meetings, but they hold meetings and do different volunteer events and stuff like that. So it's really just similar things, just depending on what age group you're in. And then there's Action Club, which is its members are disabled adults, so it's really just different events that are tailored to them and that they can get done. So then they can also take a part in helping their community. So if there's anything else you guys want to know about, feel free to type it. I know a big thing we talked about is the officers. There's a lot of positions in Key Club that I didn't know about as a general member, and I just want to let you guys know, because I didn't know about this as a general member, is that you don't have to be an officer before you run for lieutenant governor. I was a general member last year, and now I'm a lieutenant governor. And then there's international positions and stuff like that. So you can really feel free to run for a lot. There's a lot of positions you can do, because club officers, there's all things like treasurer, president, vice president. Each club kind of holds those elections around the end of the school year to September, beginning of the year. But it really depends on your school. But and some of them do it a little bit differently. But you can feel free to run for any of those, or lieutenant governor. Usually for New Jersey, those happen in January, so it'll be next year. So you can feel free to run for any of those. But also just being a general member is really important too. We talk about positions a lot, but each general member does a lot too on their own, whether they have a leadership position or not. And I know that we said learning more about Key Club in this presentation. The way you can do that, Key Club International, Key Club on the New Jersey level all have websites. I know that New Jersey Key Club is njkeyclub.org and stuff like that. And all of them have really similar URLs and stuff like that. But that's just another way where you can find a bunch of different resources on a bunch of different presentations and stuff like that. And it really just, if you want to learn about anything more specific that we didn't cover in this presentation, you can visit any one of those websites, and feel free to look those over if you want to find out anything else. So if you guys want to ask questions, it doesn't have to be about anything in here too either. Just anything Key Club, and we'll try to answer it best for you if you want to learn about whatever it is that you're interested in for Key Club.
I think that another very important role for general members is to really step in and volunteer at a lot of these events, because a lot of what Key Club is about is giving people the opportunity to serve their communities. And just make sure that even if you may be unsure of yourself, or you may lack confidence in some of your actions, just take that chance. Go to volunteer at the service project, even if you don't already know anyone there. Step up to run for an officer position, or just say, let me help you, because that's what service is all about. And general members are the most vital part of that support system. So thank you guys all for your service in these past couple, and however long you've been in Key Club. And I just encourage you all to just keep serving and volunteering your communities for the rest of your lives, because it is so important, especially during times like right now, where a lot of people are out of work and struggling to make ends meet, and there's protesting. Right now, what we need is people to serve their communities more than ever, whether that means helping organize a food drive, or volunteering with the Red Cross, or just helping out an elderly neighbor and getting them groceries. Everything helps. Even if it's one person, as long as you put a smile on their face, you've done something amazing that day. And additionally, I know that as a general member, it can sometimes feel a bit isolating, and you can feel a bit unsure of reaching out to your officers, especially if you go to a large school and you haven't spoken to them very often. But I definitely recommend to just send them an email. Say, hi, my name is Maya. I am really passionate about this charity. I was wondering if I could help head up a committee to organize a food drive or a virtual walk to raise funds. Because remember that your officers and everyone in leadership positions in Key Club is a student just like you. And we're all human, and in all honesty, everybody wants help, whether it be a general member or an officer. So just take that step and reach out and send an email, because more often than not, your officers will be ecstatic to help you promote those events and solve those issues within your community, because a lot of times they're looking for solutions, and having an outside perspective and help in organizing it is so vital. So thank you guys for your service. And remember, step in and always offer help.
Yeah, and just going off of what Maya said about reaching out to your officers, and how like big schools can make it difficult too. Like I know how that feels. My school's really big, and I didn't know my officers in my home school either, and so it was kind of like, oh, I don't know, like it's just a weird position to be in. But really, everyone in Key Club, whether it be officers, other general members, your lieutenant governor, really just anyone, we're all working together for the same purpose to help our communities. So really, even if you don't know their email or their phone number, even just going up to them after a meeting. I know that I've done that a couple times as a general member, and really, they'll probably be just really happy to talk to you and have someone be interested in Key Club outside of each club's board. And even if you're not even like interested in running for a position or anything, just having different service ideas, finding out from them and helping them and bringing up service ideas and just really whatever else you can do as a general member, I'm sure that they'll be really happy to help you. Get a service idea going, just stuff like that. Yeah, and they'll just like I know that officers usually are really friendly and really willing to help you get your service ideas done and help you even if you become like a better general member or run for a different position. And they know a lot, and they're really just helpful in helping you become a better Key Clubber as well. And another really important thing is how we talk about staying motivated, because I know as a general member, it's just a lot. You can kind of like get started going and being really enthusiastic about Key Club, and then sometimes school will pick up. You get a lot more homework before like big deadlines. I know at my school, end of the marking period and stuff like that. Or just you kind of get burnout from volunteering too much. But like Riley said, just finding a different thing that you like I know my school, they have like sending care packages to soldiers, and it was like a thing that me and my friends would go to, a group of us, and all just put stuff in boxes for like 2 hours, and that was really fun. And so just finding things like that and just encouraging your friends to go too, and then you have people there like just saying, hey, you should sign up for Key Club, you should sign up for Key Club. And honestly, if you keep saying that, it'll probably get some people into it. Yeah, so then just finding things that you and your friends can do as well, just so you have a thing to look forward to as your friends, sort of like an after school thing. Like I know me and my friends were like, oh, like what are we gonna do today? Oh, we're gonna go volunteer at Fort and stuff like that, and it just turns into a really fun thing to do. So finding what you like and finding who you like to volunteer with too can also be a really great thing, almost like a study partner, except it's a volunteer partner. And I know that's really helped me stay motivated. Like me and my one friend will go to all the same volunteer events and just have a lot of fun there. And then also even talking to people at volunteer events, and that's also how you can find like a volunteer partner, is someone else that you maybe didn't talk to before, but you guys both talk at volunteer events, and it's just you guys, like I know that I have met some people that way, and it's just having a lot of fun volunteering with those people, even if we may not have like classes together and stuff, and just stuff like that, because finding things like that, both volunteer events that you enjoy and people who you enjoy volunteering with, can be a great way to stay motivated and keep you looking forward to volunteer events. Because I know sometimes, especially if you sign up ahead of time and then like a test comes up, it could be like, oh my god, I like can't believe I signed up for this. But really just doing stuff like that helps you stay motivated and helps you keep wanting to help your community. Yeah, and just keeping that drive of like, oh, I know I'm doing this to help my community and stuff like that. Even if you're not an officer, just saying I'm doing my individual part to help my community, because really general members do so much. You can get so many hours as a general member, and really that just means whether you're an officer or not, that you're helping your community a lot. So even as a general member without like a position. I know sometimes that could feel like, oh, I'm not doing that much, but really it doesn't matter what title you have. It's just the amount of hours you get done, because that shows like that you're getting a lot done and you're really dedicated to helping yourself, helping your community yourself. So setting goals can really help, like trying to get, I don't know, like 10 hours a month or something, like maybe something a little bit higher that you might just want to strive to reach, even if it's a little difficult, because then that can just really elevate how much you can help your community each month. Yeah, and just finding things like that, like maybe like setting a big yearly goal, like 100 hours in this service year or something. And also working with your advisor as well. Key Club advisors, they're really nice people, and usually they're also, sometimes they're even part of Kiwanis and stuff like that. They're also really dedicated to helping their community, and just reaching out to them, being like, oh, like if you can't reach out to your officers, or just reaching out to them instead, being like, oh, I have a service idea or stuff like that, or do you know how I can get more hours done, more projects done, stuff like that. And oftentimes they're really willing to work with you and help you get stuff done. So that's also another option besides reaching out to officers, is reaching out to your advisor. And then sometimes they'll know a little bit more about like divisional things, district things. So just reaching out to just all the officers and advisors can also just really help you learn more about it. Yeah. So if you guys just we have 7 minutes left, so if you guys have any questions in those 7 minutes about anything we talked about or anything else Key Club related at all, feel free to either unmute yourself or just type it in the chat. And then just really importantly, Maya sent the link to the form. Important to fill that out just so your attendance is counted, and just so we can get a little bit more feedback, because of course this was our first digital RTC. Some things can most likely be improved upon. So just telling us what that is, and just so we can make a better experience for you and future general members. Yeah. But yeah, just being a general member and staying dedicated, even if you don't want to move up in Key Club, even if you just are happy being a general member, is really important, because anything about the higher positions. So there's club officers, which it's for each individual school. So like it's club president, vice president, secretary, editor, treasurer, and webmaster. So it's just stuff like that. So they each do like individual key clubs stuff. So like presidents do a lot, vice presidents, and then like the editors put out like newsletters and do a lot of promotion things. Editor, they put out newsletters. So like what their club has done in a month, and then a lot of times lieutenant governors have to put out monthly newsletters, so then they can get stuff from there to keep updated on divisional and district events. Stuff like that. So that's what they usually do, and then sometimes they'll work with the webmaster to do like school, if the school has like a Key Club website or a Key Club Google Classroom, just really doing a lot to keep the I'm like trying to do something, sorry, but trying to keep the school Key Club updated on things. But yeah. Yeah, and then other positions like lieutenant governors, like we're kind of we're like the go-between between the district board of all of New Jersey and a couple area high schools. So like I know for Division 18, it's 7 high schools, so we just kind of like relay information, stuff like that. And then there's the district executives, like the governor. So it's a lot of them have similar jobs to like each club level. It's just all of New Jersey, like district treasurer and secretary and stuff like that. Yeah, and then there's international positions, like there's international trustee who are like in charge of like in a certain area, like a certain amount of districts. So Riley, she kind of is the international trustee for New Jersey and a couple other regions. And so that, and then there's like, so then it's us, and she's from Wisconsin, so that's another like area part of it. So that's like a really high up position. And then there's also international president and vice president who are really just in charge of all of like all international levels of Key Club. If you have any more questions about that, I'm sure Riley can say it a lot better. Yeah, if you guys just want to learn about anything else, I know that if you want to learn about specific positions, we just put all the positions at the same time, so it's kind of hard. But yeah, if you guys have anything else position related or just anything Geek Club related, feel free to ask that.
I can just talk a little bit about my position since I started as a general member my freshman year, and now I'm finishing up my senior year in high school, and I'm an international trustee. So my role as a trustee is really interesting because I get to oversee 3 Key Club districts, those being New Jersey, New England, and Missouri, Arkansas. And I've been doing this since July of 2019, so my term is going to come to an end in July of 2020. And I've also gotten to work alongside the 10 other international trustees, as long as the international vice president and president this year, going to quarterly meetings in Indianapolis and San Francisco, and also visiting my district boards. I visited New Jersey back in October. Some of you might have seen me at the Fall Rally. So I started as a general member, and I kind of fell in love with how Key Club allowed me to meet so many different people and just make connections in so many different areas of my life. I was meeting friends from service events. I was meeting friends in school because of like my school Key Club. And then as I became a lieutenant governor and also a club president, that kept expanding my social circle and also just my outreach within my community. So that really inspired me to run for international trustee. But for anyone that is hesitant to run for a club officer position, I would say it's definitely one of the best things I've ever done. It's allowed me to meet so many people and have so many new experiences, and also just help me learn more about myself. I've just learned and grown a lot through Key Club. So if anyone's hesitant to run for an officer position, definitely recommend doing so. I would love to talk more about like my position if anyone's interested. Or yeah.
I'm gonna end this meeting in probably a minute or two. But I'm so happy that you guys can make it, especially as general members. It shows really just how dedicated you are. Yeah, and we were really happy to present this for you, and we're just really honored to present it in front of you, and just the fact that you guys really just are showing up, and just really being the most responsible general members. We're going to be holding more of these probably in a couple months. Encourage you guys to go to anything district related, of course, anything divisional related. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming, taking time out of your morning to come. Yeah, and I hope to see you guys again, maybe in person. But yeah, that's all for today. Yeah, just again, thank you guys so much for coming.